Alright, we're getting into spooky season, my favourite time of year, October. This video will be released in October anyway. This will be probably the last video I make for a while, because I kind of want to go on hiatus again. I'm getting tired of a lot of things. So this is one of those big update videos where if you care about my personal life or my well-being, then yeah, go ahead, watch the video. If not, physical media stuff, all that stuff, I still will eventually come back to it. Probably November, December period, I don't know. I just want to take a break. So let's kind of dive into it. Obviously, the title, yeah, I don't like making content in the quotations of what content is. I've become more and more tired of just seeing regurgitated shit from everyone. And I'm not just tired of my own stuff. I actually don't mind the videos I make, but it's just I'm tired of this plethora of you have to make content, otherwise your relevancy diminishes, which is, I think, is insane, because I'm the most popular my channel has been ever. This year has been insanely good for me, from getting over 1,000 subscribers to getting hundreds of views per video. I've met a bunch of my subscribers as well in the flesh, because a lot of them live in Melbourne, and it's wonderful. They're all great people, and I've become friends with them, and it's been a fantastic year for Collector Creations. It's just, and like, I haven't tried to like pump out anything. The only time I've really tried doing that was that one week where I had a bunch of cool Blu-rays come in, and I was like, I want to do the unboxings first. That was the FOMO. Get those videos out first before anyone else does. Let's see what happens. And yeah, that was an interesting experiment. It definitely means that if I want to do more of that kind of stuff, I like doing stuff with like either new imprints or new umbrella stuff that I eventually buy. If I get it in early enough, I will do something immediately, quickly, and not just do a shitty unboxing, but do an unboxing, do a Blu-ray review, do a special featured review, the whole 9 yards, because I like putting in the effort. But I also like doing random reviews of, like, you know, other random, usually boutique releases. Some of them, like my Endless Love video, and the one I did for the pack, got hundreds of views, and I think the Endless Love got over 1,000, which was insane to me. I'm like, that's great. I love that. I love doing the comparison ones, like I did for Secretary, with imprint against the Lionsgate release. I like doing that. It's just right now, despite the fact that I really want to do that kind of stuff, I'm just really tired. And this is also it's not a video content thing. Again, I'm going to use the word content, but unfortunately that's realistically what it is. I like making videos, I like talking about films, I like talking about Blu-rays and physical media. I like being an advocate for it. It's very much a big thing. My friends know it, my family knows it, a lot of people know me because of this shit behind me, and I love it. It's my passion in life is this stuff. Some other things I kind of wanted to add on to the notion of the not liking calling myself a content creator. There's been a couple of things to kind of throw into this. Like, I mentioned how people seem to like force themselves to make a lot of videos just to keep it churning, to keep the algorithm happy and whatever. But there's also like YouTube Shorts, which are in turn TikTok videos or Instagram Reels and stuff. And I've obviously made a couple of, YouTube Shorts that I've posted to Instagram as well, and I don't have a TikTok account for this page, not really, and I don't mind doing them, but it's just kind of dull. I don't know, for me personally, like, yeah, sure, we all consume them, easy peasy, no matter how critical you could be of the fact that they exist, we all watch them, otherwise they wouldn't be there, but I don't want to put in the energy to make them, so I don't know. I think for me, when it comes to making YouTube videos, it's always just been I like just expressing myself in a way, like showing what I get as a collection of stuff for Blu-rays and DVDs and CDs and whatever figurines, whatever it is that I buy. I like sharing that with people and giving them the incentive of, hey, this exists, but also I own it, and also you can own it, this is what it features, and that kind of stuff. So it kind of works twofold. Like, people have watched videos of mine and have been like, I would say influence is the right word, and I hate that it is, to buy their own copy or whatever. I've had subscribers of mine who I've seen in the flesh who said that were influenced by a review I did or an unboxing I did to buy a certain release, and I'm like, man, I hate being called an influencer. But it's not in the here's a 30% off voucher to U-Foods or some bullshit. No, I'm not. Unfortunately, not yet a shill. Yeah, so I don't want to be doing the forcing myself to make dramatic YouTube shorts where you're going to have an image of me that's like this large and it's me tapping something that isn't actually there, and then in post I add horror films that you should watch, or if you like this film you should watch it. I'm not doing that. I don't care. You're an adult. Look this shit up yourself. It doesn't interest me at all to do that kind of content. And there's that word again. What a wonderful fucking word. What else was there? Remaking videos. I've been asked to make videos on certain topics, which I've already done those videos years ago. I don't mind remaking videos. It feels iffy. For twofold. Firstly, I feel like I'm always cheating my audience, those who have already watched the video I basically already made a couple years ago, whether my viewpoint changes or not. But at the same time, people aren't going to actively seek out those videos. Most of the time, it pops up in their feed and then disappears. And if they don't see it, it's not there. That kind of gives the incentive of if someone says, oh, you should do a video talking about this, and I'm like, oh, I actually did do one like a year or two ago. Got like 100 odd views because I don't get like the views I get now, I didn't get a year ago. So, obviously, there's a lot of more people seeing my videos now, whether they're subscribed or not, that weren't seeing them a year ago. So those ones I've been doing this for like 9 years. There's a lot of videos I could do about film topics, about physical media, that could always be regurgitated, especially the opinion piece ones where I don't like that I bought this, or I don't like these movies, or I like these movies, because sometimes you've got to be a little bit positive, even though the negative stuff gets all the views. So, yeah, it's a constant thing. I try to do it played on how I feel at the time, and if I actually have an incentive to make something, here's a new take or an interesting perspective that maybe I've learned over time. And, maybe it's something I've said in a video that's adapted over the course of several months because people have responded to that video with their own takes. And I'm like, I should talk about that because it's in the same line of work and it's a discussion point. People find it interesting that people are talking about it. I should talk about it as well and further my thoughts and refresh everyone, as well as refreshing myself on my own opinion and how that can constantly change. So yeah, I will probably do stuff like that, and I can imagine I still feel like it'd be rude to people who hadn't been subscribed a year ago, but at the same time, I had like 1,000 and a bit less subscribers. I was less than 1,000 subscribers a year and a half ago. So, there's 1,000 more people, almost 2,000 more people subscribed to this channel who have never seen those videos. So, yeah, but I don't want to be like dumpster diving, finding other videos, and I'm like, actually, I can do this one because I can just make a carbon copy and go from there. Because I've done videos before where I've had a take on something, made a video, released it. A couple months later, made the exact same video. A couple months later, made the same video again. And the third time, it went off. Crazy. Everyone was watching it, liking, disliking, commenting, whatever. And I realized that by that stage, I had perfected exactly the idea that I was going for. It just took me 3 videos to make it. And then that became I'm going to film a video. I don't like that I filmed it. I don't like the way I've talked about it. Let's do it again. And then I do that 3 times, and then I come up with the final video. That doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes I can be that judgmental of my own way that I'm filming. And I already hate the fact that it's just me standing talking to a camera. I would much prefer to have crazy edits and stuff, because it makes it more interesting to me. But yeah, so that's something else I wanted to mention. I'm also sick of seeing the AI shit. I'm sick of seeing the AI stuff. It's doing my head in. That's the last thing I wanted to touch on before I let the rest of the video that I actually filmed yesterday play out. The heavy stuff, if you will. Yeah, I don't know. I'm on a couple Facebook pages that, I know it's weird I still use Facebook, but it's like the fan pages and stuff for like Universal Monsters and stuff, and the amount of times I just see AI stuff, and it feels so immensely disrespectful. I just get tired of it. I even get tired of seeing it in people's videos who I know that they have a production value to the video. They pay editors to do stuff, and just randomly you'll see just random, like, AI generated images just chucked in there just for like an example of something. They're not like the people are talking and they use this visual that they've obviously created in a generated machine to actually replicate what they're talking about. But I don't know. I feel like you should get more backlash for doing that. Like, I understand people are lazy and cheap and stuff, and also maybe they don't find enough creativity in themselves, so they resort to a computer. I understand the ethics of using the AI stuff, but it just is depressing. So much like seeing people force themselves to make YouTube shorts and TikToks to get trendy with the people, and this is popular right now, I got to jump on this trend. I don't care for it. That's why I don't pin myself as a content creator, because I don't like that. That seems like I'm tuning into a machine and just throwing out stuff that's just garbage that people are eating up like it's fucking yesterday's jam, and it just doesn't appeal to me at all. So, yeah. Anyway, on with the rest of the video, where it gets a bit, not so happy. Yeah, enjoy. But unfortunately, I've been having so many other just difficulties with the real world stuff, the stuff you don't see most of the time. And obviously, like, I'd started this year with having a lot of stresses from just cinema experiences, just people just not being good as audiences, and it's given me a lot of stress, and I've been getting panic attacks from certain films and just in certain scenarios. Luckily, I haven't had any for a couple of months now, which is great, but I think I've just been in such a dour state for the past 3 or 4 months that I haven't really had time to be like that anymore. Obviously, I don't want it to continue. Panic attacks suck. It's shit. Mental health is important, and I hate that I have to deal with that. It's a hurdle now. And obviously, the year got much worse when Lee died, and it's something that I still don't know how to emotionally fucking react to. Because obviously, immensely, when I first heard it and everything, it was just one of the most painful things I've experienced. And I still have so many friends who are very openly emotional about it, and I love that. But it still reminds me of how I can't be a lot of the time. I have such a struggle with being open with people, especially emotionally. I had friends in high school who died, and I didn't know how. My response was just make sure everyone else is okay. I'll deal with my problems later. Despite how open they were about, hey, you can, cry with us. It doesn't matter, And it's been very painful. I don't. See, this is what I'm not getting. I don't get choked up like this just with regular people. So I'm standing here admitting my feelings to a fucking camera, hoping that the hundreds of people who watch it are like, yeah, life sucks. But recently, obviously, yeah, still dealing with the ramifications of Lee's passing, which I didn't expect to be such a... You don't expect something to be such a big thing, and it is such a big thing. Not that I didn't want it to be a big thing. Obviously, he's such a huge part of my life, I didn't realize it. It's like having a piece of... I'd say a piece of pie, and you just cut out all the inside, so all you get left is crust. But like the crust is still there, all in one circle, and it's great. But all the insides is like, it just feels hollow. But the benefit of the crust is that that's what I would... It sounds like a bad metaphor now to say, that's what I consider my friends to be. No, my friends are what that is. And that together we're building this pie back together again. You can't do that with pie. I know that. It doesn't help that I don't have the American pie, which is what I'm picturing in my head. Because I know a lot of my Australian viewers are thinking, do you mean like getting a 4 and 20 pie and scraping out the meat and then you just got a pastry on top and bottom? Yeah, that works as well, sure. Yeah. At the start of September, I found out that my grandfather has cancer, and he's in his late 80s, and, yeah. It only just kind of really hit me the other day. I've had this on my mind for the past 2-3 weeks now, and I just was mentioning it to someone who I don't even really talk to that much. I just have been seeing them a lot more at Cinemaniacs events and whatever, and started chatting, and yeah, I just mentioned it, and it just kind of hit me like a realistic thing, like saying like, oh yeah, my grandfather's sick. That's one thing. Saying my grandfather has pancreatic cancer. That's like a scientific thing. That's a, if you know what it entitles, you know it means that he's not going to survive. But just the basis of cancer in general, just yeah. I just wanted to jump in and say that because I mentioned that my grandfather has cancer. I did see him a few more times, but he unfortunately passed away on the 2nd of October. So timing is never great. For me, it's like, hey, I've got all these things coming in mail-wise. I want to do videos on them, but I just don't have a lot of the energy to do it, so I'm kind of pushing through. But yeah, so anyway, just wanted to chuck that in here. I filmed the rest of this video like 2 weeks ago, so very awkward on my part. So I apologize for the random cut in, but yeah, so as it was. I lost my a different grandfather to cancer 12 years ago. It was 12, I don't know, I was like 2011. Fuck, was that 13 years ago? That was a long time ago. I was still in my early I was like 12 when that happened, so processing that was difficult, but also you're a kid. It doesn't register as much. Hell, the year prior, my dad had gotten prostate cancer. Luckily, early stages, had it removed. So, like, I've had a history of this stuff. Everyone does. It's not uncommon, obviously. But, you know, a terminal cancer is never a great one. That's usually a, oh, that fucking sucks. And, of course, the same goddamn year that Lee's died, and my, again, mind went straight to the rational response of, well, hey, we know. We have time now to prepare. We have time to still see him. That's great. I've seen him twice now since it happened. You'd think that that's pretty shit in the past 3 weeks, but I still have a job. I still have my day job. I still have filming. I haven't really filmed any videos outside of the mail videos in that time, so it hasn't been that this has been in the way or anything. You know, I went down with my brother the other day. Drove through this. For some reason, every time I've seen my grandfather, it's just been awful rainy weather. I hate it. I don't know what's happening. So, yeah. But yeah, because he lives about 40 minutes away, so it's not too taxing. But you know, obviously it's a trek I'm pushing myself to do, and we're all doing it. Everyone in my family has been doing it. Even my cousin who lives in Japan is here for the weekend to see him, which is great. There have been some plus sides. My brother moved out. If you follow Zama on YouTube, you don't, but if you do, he does horror Let's Plays and stuff for indie games. Him and his partner moved out. They've got their own place now, which is great. And which meant that I have moved from my smaller bedroom, which wasn't too much smaller, but noticeably smaller. Now that when you put all the stuff from one room into another, you realize, oh wow, there is a lot more space now. And so there is. I might eventually do a room tour, but I've been doing this building it up for weeks, and I still have not finished most of it. I've still got posters to hang up. I've still got stuff to put away in drawers and shelves and whatever. So it's been great. The first night I slept in there, it was just me and a bed and a little table next to me, and my wardrobe was full. That was the first thing I did actually before I even put in the bed. And it was just the windiest week that we've had in Melbourne for a long time, and because it's right at the end of the house, all you could hear was wind smacking every single side of it. Not ideal. So that was great. But I'm setting that up as a studio as well, so I want to be making videos in there. So again, I know I'm saying now that I'm tired of making videos right now, and I'm also tired of just absorbing content. Too much shit is on the internet, and it's making me tired, and it's not helping that I'm currently in this place of just dealing with all this other emotional baggage. And like, I'm still telling friends about this. Like, I've told Phil and Katie about my grandfather. My partner Helene knows, but it's like, you know, I'm not seeing them every single day. I'm not talking to them every single day, and the conversations I have with my partner are so devoid of that kind of stuff. Like, you know, I'm also just really tired. Like, physically. you know, constantly working, have hardly really had a proper day off, and even when I do get a day off, and it's like, today's the day I get to sleep in, and then I still wake up at 7, 8 o'clock and can't get back to sleep. I mean, there's a lot of work to be done in general, from fixing up my room to fixing up the theater room. God, there are so many stacks of just Blu-rays around here, it's really concerning. But that's also a thing, I want to kind of stop buying Blu-rays for a bit, or at least settle the fuck down. I still have plenty of pre-orders. I was hanging out with Mitch, one of my subscribers, the other day, and my god, do I have so many pre-orders. And it's not about money, it's just about, I don't have the space for it anymore. I don't know what to do. Which you'd think, oh, I've got a new room that's more space, I should buy some shelves, fill those up. But the fuck's the point? I mean, unless I got rid of, I could fill those up with figurines. Sure, the amount of dusting would do my head in, do my allergies in too, but yeah, I don't know. I know you can't see it because it's a stationary camera, I understand the format. There's plenty of things that obviously I don't communicate to you guys a lot of the time. That's very obvious, you know, there's a lot of things about my own personal life, about my own separate interests that have nothing to do with this channel. And I don't care to tell you guys everything. I'm not one of those weird vlog channels who has to update you about when I've taken a shit. I just don't care to do that. It's not my jam. Like, there's a lot of things that I would like to every once in a while. I'll be like, you know, if I made a video about this, it would make my life a lot easier for some angles. But then there would also be such a, I'd imagine a backlash. Not a backlash per se, but, you know, it's like fueling hate comments, if you would, you know? I don't want to say certain things that would allow for certain people to say certain things if it's to do with me. If it's to do with opinions I have about physical media, that's fine, because we all have our opinions on that kind of stuff. But if it's something about myself, you know, it'd be like saying, oh, my grandfather's got cancer, and people being like, your grandpa's gonna die. It's like, they're all gonna fucking die. That's how it works. That's life, baby. We're all gonna die. And that's great, isn't it? We love it. So at least I got my sense of humor. I appreciate that about myself. Oh, there's a lot of shit I gotta fucking deal with, including this fucking awful hair I have. Anyway, oh, if you're wondering about the eyes, it's a Texas Chainsaw shirt from Rocky and Fulton. See, it's Leatherface. I know it's weird. Why do I have big eyes on my chest? That's why. So I'll have some videos still come out in October, probably, because I still film some. I'm about to film some now that are mostly just hauls and stuff. And I'm going to take a break, mostly because I also want to just use October to just fucking relax. Like, to have my day job and to have my filming job, which is already slowing down because footy season's over. We've just been doing really big one-off days, like tournaments for sports, for basketball, netball, athletics even, which a lot of that paid for a lot of the stuff I've bought, which is I'm very, very happy for. I put in the goddamn legwork and received stuff that I really care about out of it, which is great. So yeah, I'm going to see if I can take some of the time off in October. My brother's even going to be overseas for 6 months. It's the best time to be filming. Yeah, I just want to just relax, watch a fuck ton of horror movies, because I know people say spooky season starts in September. They're coping. And for me, I always watch horror films, whenever. I don't give a shit what time of year it is, but sometimes you just want to do it more. But also, watching too many horror films is bad for my mental health, so I occasionally have to watch a comedy. Anyone know any horror comedies? Put them down below. I need more horror comedies. Holy shit. And this isn't just horror films that have a comedic touch, like watching The Substance and be like, wow, that's really funny. Oh god, that's terrifying. You know? But yeah, I will probably come back at the start of November with what I watched in October month. I might do something about my birthday, because I'm actually having a birthday screening at a public place. So if you're in the know about that, then you're in the know. If you're a friend on Facebook, you're in the know. And Mitch. He knows. But yeah, so, because yeah, October's an important month for me. It's my birthday month for one thing, but it's horror month, it's spooky month, it's all that jazz. So I've got a lot of stuff. I just want to relax and just enjoy it. And yeah, see how things go with the personal life and everything. Obviously, if my pa does pass, then that's something I got to deal with. And if it becomes a big problem, I'll let you guys know. You know, just so you guys know that I'm not just bailing on videos again for some random reason, which I always have the inclination. What if I just stopped here? I have no ideas right now. I've got no videos to edit, or maybe I do have videos to edit, but I don't think they really qualify as good videos. It's just shit I filmed while I could. And then I'm like, maybe I just stop releasing. We'll see what happens for a week or two. See what happens. Wait until Mitch sends me a message saying, "Hey, how you going? I haven't seen any videos lately." But I don't want to do that to some of y'all. So you know. Because again, I don't have that aspect of my channel where I will get stuff in and be like, I gotta make videos, I gotta beat everyone else. I don't like competition. I do stuff in my own time, my own leisure, and it so happens that it doesn't fucking matter. Because guess what? Videos to do with stuff that's just come out will get a couple hundred views. Yay, some people are really excited for that, or they really want some inside detail. But then stuff that's come out 6 years ago, holy shit, bam, up the wazoo. Maybe it's because it's a controversial film, but still, it's crazy how that can happen. And that makes me interested to make more of those kind of videos, because it's like, okay, I'm glad to know people are receiving this positively. And trust me, I've still been getting dislikes. I made that one video doing the physical media suggestions for people. That video was a joke. I don't know how many people realized that, but some people thought I was being serious. There was serious advice, like actual good advice in that video, because most of it's based on true stories anyway. Actually, it's all based on fucking true stories. But like, yeah, a lot of people just didn't like the jokey attitude. I'm like, yeah, I don't take myself seriously with this stuff. Physical media is important to me, but I'm not so serious about it that I just can't make a joke. And if you can't make a joke, what the fuck is the point? You know, like, people are too serious about this kind of shit. Trust me, I've got a colleague who I have to deal with every single day complaining about, oh, I hate Disney and all the woke stuff, and they just take stuff too seriously. I'm like, you know, you can just not participate in this information. You can just stop. You know, you're watching a show, you don't like it, turn it off. Put something else on. You don't have to push yourself through shit that you don't want to endure, and you can have a happier life. So yeah. Anyway, that's I think that was all I had in mind. But yeah, so I anticipate coming back in November. But yeah, that's why again I'm tired. It's hard to be creative and to make ideas for videos, even if they're as goofy as the ones that have probably just come out. Just because it's like, occasionally, yeah, sure, I'll make videos about films, and it's just like something that's come to mind. I'm like, hey, I can like say something about it, like the series of films I won't watch and whatever, and even that gets likes and dislikes and discourse and whatever. It's like, yeah, that's good. It's basically a Reddit post, but I'm just the voice, and everyone else is like, I either don't like this, fair enough, which is really funny for that video, because it's like one of the film series is to do with creepy guy who made those films, and I'm like, and everyone's Human Centipede, so it's like, which part of this are you disliking? The fact that I don't want to watch these, or because I selectively don't want to watch these for those reasons? Because that's really funny to me when people are like that. So because that's the thing with dislikes, I have to interpret it as I will. So I don't know why they're disliking the video. It's funny. You don't like Human Centipede? Dislike. It's camp. It's rich. It's funny. I don't know. See, that's the thing of doing YouTube. They might have tried to remove people seeing dislikes, but motherfucker, I still fucking see them. I'm the guy who makes the goddamn videos. I see the dislikes. I have to go to an arm and a leg to fucking actually see them, but I still see them. That's on my phone, though. If I just went on my laptop, bam, it's right there. So it's stupid. If you don't want to have likes and dislikes, get rid of them. But no, we got to get that algorithmic boost. Get fucked. So, yeah. On a positive note, if you will, I will still be, vlogging films on Letterboxd. You can follow me on Instagram or whatever to actually see, well, I just say follow me on Instagram because I don't really post on anything else, and the only thing I post on Facebook is just when I've got a video out, I post that just to let people know. I don't think it does anything for my algorithm, but people react to it, and I find that contempt. So, nevertheless, yeah, I'm on Instagram at Collector Creations, whatever, and and Letterboxd, of course. The links are down below, so that's how you can see any progress of stuff that I'm either buying or wanting to take photos of, or little Snapchat fucking reels. They're not Snapchat things, but it just reminds me of Snapchat. Anyway, so that's it, at least for the rest of the month. Because obviously I've still got mail coming in. If I get a really big set that I really want to do an unboxing for, or something that I find to be really, really insanely good, I will make a video on that. So I will probably still have some videos popping up throughout October, but for the most part, I really just want to take a big step back, just fucking breathe, and just try to relax. I don't think my filming job will be continuing as much because the sports season tires out by the end of the year, so maybe that might give me more incentive and more creative juice, but if not, it just gives me more time to complete my Hooptober number 11 list. So, yeah. Thank you for sticking around this long. I know that, yeah, I'm a physical media channel. I should be pursuing just constantly making videos about physical media, but bro, there is a lot of channels who do that. There is a lot of great channels who do that a lot better than I do. And I already subscribe to most of them, even though some of their videos are just pretentious rambling, so I get tired of that as well. But yeah. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Thanks in advance, and enjoy your spooky season. Adios.